Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, others. It's a magical time of year. The leaves are changing colors, it's starting to feel brisk outside, and it's after fall break, so all the freshman girls have had time to go home and break up with their high school boyfriends in person. It also means it's time for my annual music year in review, which is where I, Daniel Schergen, count down the top 5 things that happened in music this year that made me wish I was on a long list of coma-inducing pharmaceuticals. And the first one on the chopping block is the noise. Limp Bizkit frontman Fred Durst is currently negotiating a reality show on the CW that would follow him and his family through their daily lives, because that is what America really wants to see. I don't even know who I'm supposed to hate more in this situation. Durst for starting Limp Bizkit, becoming nominally famous, breaking up, reuniting the band, and thinking, hey, my life should be a reality TV show. Or the guy at the CW who said, hey, you're right. What I really don't understand is A, how we let Fred Durst procreate, and B, why we as a nation haven't decided to neuter him. I say we bring it to Congress. Number 4, Elvis the Fox. Called this year's Gangnam Style, but even worse, far worse. Because instead of doing a song in a different language that we listen to and ignore what the lyrics are actually about, which is a time-honored American tradition, we decided to obsess over a song that doesn't even use real language. Also, I'm relatively certain that a fox does not make any of those noises. People say, Dan, you're just mad because your band is not as commercially successful. That's true. My band is not commercially successful, but we do have a show at the Annex this Saturday at 9 o'clock. The worst part about this song is that the lyrics that are in English are all plagiarized from a See and Say. I see right through you, you Norwegian scam artists. Number 3, Yeezus. Kanye's most recent album dropped in June, and it was aggressively mediocre. If you're gonna liken yourself to the physical incarnation of God's love in this world, you'd better release something with a little bit more pizzazz. Plus, Jay-Z is your heterosexual life partner, and you had the balls to name your child an intercardinal direction. Why was this album not more incendiary? I was expecting dead celebrities on choruses and a sax solo from former President Bill Clinton. Maybe if you had spent half as much time on this album as you spent on your proposal to Kim, we would have had a better chance. Seriously though, why do you have to make the rest of us look so bad? The only way I can live up to a proposal like that is to train a bald eagle to drop the engagement ring into scrambled dinosaur eggs. Next wife you propose to, try the subtle approach. Take her to the restaurant where you went on your first date and put the ring in a glass of champagne. Classic. Number 2, Justin Bieber's blow up. This year, the paparazzi have captured Biebs spitting on fans, driving recklessly, and oh yeah, leaving a Brazilian brothel. Looks like it's time for another life counseling session. Justin, meet me at camera 2. Justin, what are you doing, kid? You had it made. You're one of Usher's concubines, and you have a harem of prepubescent girls that follow you around, and you know they're gonna drop you like a comm major in a poli-sci course if you keep this crap up. Labels have started creating backup Biebers to replace you when you go Britney bitch and no one wants to see you in public for a few years. My advice, chill out in Canada. Take a spirit pilgrimage back home and take the time to write a new album. You can keep doing your dumb stuff there because in addition to not having the internet, Canada barely has police. They have Mounties that ride around on mooses. Meese? Moozles. Come back in 2 years with a legitimate album and a refined sound. People will start taking you seriously, and then you can overdose on something and give us a break. And the number 1 worst thing to happen to music this year was Miley Cyrus's ass. Miley's ass has taken the world by storm. It's everywhere. Get it away. Apparently, Miss Cyrus is following the advice I tried to give T-Swift last year, and she decided to get slutty. Surprisingly, Miley's Lil' Kim costume, complete with pasty, is the least shocking outfit she wore this year. From the foam finger to her Malibu Stacy haircut, Miley has broken into the world of adulthood, and I love it! Watching her descend into madness is like watching a Ford Pinto in a demolition derby. Everyone knows it's gonna explode. everywhere. And when it does, I will be watching, perched on my wrecking ball, buck naked. Unlike J-Beebs, Miley is kind of pulling it off. I believe that she's actually kind of badass. First of all, her dad is Miley Cyrus, and there's no way you go through school and you don't get picked on for that mullet. Plus, her brother's in Metro Station, whom, by the way, is back together and better than ever. I think Miley should keep on keeping on. And at the very least, in a few years, she'll get pregnant and then she can slow down. Until then, I hope she's telling the truth when she says that she can't stop and we won't stop. And that is the Skinny on Music this year. There were some ups, mostly downs, and a lot of terrible decisions. Remember, kids, if you want to be famous, it takes dedication and a good twerk ethic. Good night, Marquette.